beaming in. We're here to talk about the trumpets in the Bible. There's 7 of them, and they have been played. The trumpets were played last year in September. I met God in person last year in August, and he handed me the light of God. It stays with you for about a week. It's the knowledge of knowing there's a God, there's a devil, and there's heaven and hell. Everything. God tells you everything. And then at the end of that week, he told me Armageddon's here, that we get sneak attacked by North Korea. And that is the trumpets, the 7 trumpets. When Kim Jong-un decided to sneak attack America, God said, last year in September, the trumpets were played. We all know them in the Bible. We know they're trumpets of war. We know they're trumpets of phantom. And we know they're trumpets of prophecy. What we don't know is exactly what kind of trumpets of war. Well, God told me the first trumpet that was played is when Kim launches his nuclear missiles. He walks them like dominoes out into the sea and destroys our fleet of ships, and the president fires nuclear missiles back. It all happens in an hour. The first on. The second and third and fourth and fifth trumpet are real simple. The first 2 are the firing of missiles up in the air and out into the sea, laying waste to a third of the land around the world and laying waste to a third of the water. The president fires nuclear missiles back at Kim. Kim fires nuclear missiles over here out into the sea. Nuclear missiles have been fired and laid waste. And then you got number 3 and number 4, a blocking out of the sun and a poison in the water. It all happens instantly. The sun gets blocked out from all the debris and stuff in the air. The sun gets blocked out and the water gets poisoned from nuclear contamination. You're all the way up to trumpet 5 now. Trumpet 5 is angels stand back and wait to rapture you. And when they come down, they unlock Satan from the pit to rapture all the souls to hell. It's needed to be unlocked because there's so many souls that need to be raptured all at one time. God's really nervous about it. He's really worried about it. He wants everything to go off without a hitch. Everybody is coming down now to man their positions. Your guardian angel. God does not know which cities are going to get nuked yet. He cannot predict evil. He just told me to move out of the city and move into the countryside. He knew the countryside was not going to get nuked. That's what he told me, which everybody would know that. But God told me it's happening now to move. So I got rid of my home in South Florida and I moved. Again, the trumpets have been played. This is how it goes. I met God last year. He handed me the light of God. After a week, he told me Armageddon's here to move from South Florida. Anywhere he told me to move, it didn't matter. But he wanted me to move in a specific location, which I did. I'm way up in the countryside, outside of a small town, nowhere around cities. I hunt and fish and trap, and I'm already settled in to my environment where the first trumpet will go through them real quick again. It all happens in an hour. The first 5 trumpets. The first one and the second one are the laying waste to a third of the land and a third of the sea. It's when Kim, the leader of North Korea, fires his missiles up into the air and fires his missiles out into the sea. God said he walks nuclear missiles like dominoes out to our fleet because he knows the AMT burst from, or whatever it's called, from knock them down. So he simply shoots the first one and shoots the second one past that, shoots the third one past that, and shoots the fourth one past that, shoots the fifth one past that, shoots the sixth one past that. And by that time, he shoots 6, 8, or 10 of them out into the sea. He's got our fleet. God said there's no secrets. He buys satellite time from the Russians and Chinese. He knows exactly where our fleet is. And God said our fleet is still working on World War II attacks. They're all grouped together. That's why they get laid waste to and missiles start to get through here. Plus the fact that Kim fires dummy missiles, thousands of them, up into the air with the real missiles at the same time. That's just too many missiles to knock down. So the first and second missile is Kim firing missiles at us. The president fires missiles back at Kim. Kim's planned this now. He built 2 palaces on the border by Russia, by his buddies. He thinks we're coming in to kill him like we did Saddam Hussein. So once Kim planned this and set his plan into action to do this, played back in September of last year. I met God in August of last year. So we got the first one and the second one. We're all the way up to the ocean, the Japanese Sea being poisoned. That contamination is going to drift around the world. A third of the world water is going to be poisoned. And the water over here, because a third of America is going to be laid waste too. So all that water is going to be poisoned. The nuclear radiation clouds are going to blow over Russia and blow all over China and poison their water too. It's simple, real simple. And you got the first and second trumpet, and then the next 2 trumpets are together. They're the fallout. When a nuclear bomb blows up, it throws up a big cloud of everything it destroyed into the atmosphere. And with so many nuclear bombs going off, the sun's going to be blocked out. And the water poison. You got those 2. Now, nuclear bombs have went off. God told me angels can't get caught in a nuclear bomb blast because their souls will be frozen for 1,000 years, just like your soul. You're caught in a nuclear bomb blast. So the angels have to stand back and wait for the nuclear bombs to go off. So, believe it or not, the angels will be in the countryside down here, standing back, way away from the cities when the war starts, as well. The angels will be positioned. They won't be anywhere near the Japanese Sea. They won't be anywhere over there. They know what Kim's doing. They know his plans. They'll be standing back, way back. In other words, if you're an angel and you got to rapture all the people that are going to die over in North Korea, so if your guardian angel, someone you know has to rapture you, all the people that are over in North Korea, all the angels will just simply be waiting in Australia for the bombs to go off. Once the bombs go off, they'll zip real quick from Australia or somewhere that far away right over to pick you up. They're going to wait until the dust settles from the nuclear bomb blast and then come get your soul. And your soul will be raptured up to heaven. God said raptures happen 24 hours a day. Or your soul will be raptured down to hell. They have to unlock the pit once again because there's so many souls that need to be raptured down to the pit. There's no other way to do it. The pit has to be unlocked so Satan can come out and help. He's rapturing souls down to the pit. And believe it or not, when he raptures your soul, he treats you with all the dignity and respect you deserve as a God. God told me that we all are gods by right, and we all get treated with respect no matter where we go. If we go to hell, we still get treated with respect. If we go to heaven, we get treated with the same respect. God won't allow anyone to disrespect or torture any of his children. We do that enough here to each other. Then we're all the way up, well, wow, to the 5th trumpet. The 5th trumpet is the same coming year, probably around March, when the whole world marches against each other. It's going to take one seasonal cycle for the world to realize there's no more food. A third of the sun being blocked out and the water poison means that food can grow with poison water, but you can't eat it, and people will. But the sun being blocked out means that 30 to 40% of your crop is already dead when you plant it. So when you plant it, 30 to 40% of it is going to already be dead. People aren't going to really want to plant and be happy because the war is going to be here. And millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of souls are going to be dead. So people are going to be sad. People are going to be committing suicide everywhere. So the following year's harvest isn't going to be good. America over here, we send about a third of our food away. We won't be able to do that anymore. That starts war right there. China, God said, inverts to the days of when the ruler emperor tried to make it one kingdom. He has poison food and they won't share. So they kill each other. Russia inverts to nothing, God said, from nuclear winners. We allow Russians to colonize Alaska, God said. Alaska becomes the new Russia. We instantly allow Russians, almost instantly, when the war, as the war is going, to become U.S. citizens and come over here and sign up as U.S. citizens, and we train them as U.S. citizens, and they fight in U.S. uniforms and fight in the war as U.S. citizens. We allow them to become U.S. citizens, and we allow them to colonize Alaska because we see such a hard time they're having. The last two trumpets are the prophecy, the two that prophesize. And, well, when they come about, when the two that prophesize and the last couple trumpets, when they come about, it'll be a year after the war. And it's going to be when 200 million men, women, and children march. You have prophecies about God and that. They're here on earth now. I don't know if they have the light of God in them like I do already or not. Maybe. Or maybe they don't have it yet. I haven't asked God that. But there you have it. The trumpets, the trumpets of war and the trumpets of heaven. That's going to start the war. And the two that are going to prophesize, I'm guessing they're anywhere in the world because people will be wearing sackcloth at that time when the war starts. And they'll be real poor and searching for food. This is Swagadelic talking about the trumpets of war, the trumpets that are in the Bible. Again, the first 5 are really quick. They happen in an hour. And the last 2 happen later on, a year or so after the first 5. So the first 5 and the other 2 have been blown. They were just blown at different times. The first 5 were blown in September, and the other 2 were blown a little bit after that. You got to remember now, there's a time difference. 24 hours is 1,000 years. So the trumpets are blown, and then the war starts down here. That's how it works with the time difference. You can take the length of time it takes to blow a trumpet out your mouth, put it to 24 hours versus 1,000 years, and you come up with the time the war is going to start. It's real simple math. You come up with around is different. So you come up with around the time, like I came up with, around a year. So sometime this summer I came up with, and that's just something I came up with, I did. I don't know when it's going to happen. It's probably going to happen this year. I give myself until the end of April to be prepared for it. And it's probably going to happen sometime this year. Probably this summer is what I'm guessing. I'm a guidance here. Whole heaven dear. Swagadelic, beaming out.